Hello guys, my name is Lala. Today I will be teaching us how to make your wrap pants. Just the way you have a wrap skirt, you have a wrap dress, you can also have a wrap pants or wrap trousers. Okay, so and this is something you can do within 30 minutes. Even if you're a beginner, it's something that you can quickly do. You don't need any pattern, you don't need any serious measurements to do this. Okay, so on the table I have my fabric here. Okay, this is chiffon and the length is by 60, so I don't want to be struggling with the folding and all that, so I've already folded the fabric to what I want, but I will explain to us. So this is my fabric. Okay, here, this is the edge of my fold. Okay, this is the edge of my fold and it's serving as the waistline. Okay, then here, either this side or this side, from here to the end there is the length of the pants. Okay, so meaning you fold your fabric into two. You can see the edge of the fold here. This is chiffon, so that's why I had to arrange it down so that you won't spend so much time struggling with it. So this is my chiffon. I folded it into two. So this is the fold. So from here, okay, from here to the end of the fabric there is the length of my trouser. Okay, and then here is serving as my waistline here where I have the fold. So having said that, I will just pin the two edges. I don't want to be struggling with this. Chiffon is a very funny material. I'll just pin the two sides. Okay, so after I do that, I will fold the fabric into two. Okay, so I have folded it into two. Okay, so what I have now here is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is still the edge of my fold. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to notch here like this. Okay, after I notch here, then the next measurement you need is your crouch depth. Okay, your crouch depth. Now normally for you to get your crouch depth, you're supposed to sit down on a seat and then measure it. But in case you don't want to do that, all you do is you divide your hip circumference by 4. For instance, now my hip circumference is 42. If I divide that by 4, that will give me 10.5. Then I will add extra 1 inch. That's because your anything wrap is supposed to be a free garment. So also for your trousers, so I will add extra 1 inch for ease. So that will be 11.5. So from this point here, from here, I'm going to mark 11.5. This is my crouch depth. Okay, so this will take care of the front and the back. Then still from this place here, I'm going to mark 8 inches. Can you see? I'll mark 8 inches from here. Now, if you're maybe you're on the big side, maybe your hip is like anything from 46, 48, 50. You can make this to be 9. It's just so that this will give more accommodation for the bum. That's all. Or if you're a small size, maybe you're like size 6, size 8. Instead of 8, you can make your 7. I hope we got that. So next thing, I'm going to connect this place here. So I'll just use my curve. You know this is freehand. It's not compulsory you use the curve, please. You can just use your hand. But you know this is chiffon. The fabric will be shaking up and down. So let me just use my curve to connect it. Okay, so I've already drawn my curve. Now I forgot to tell us the dimension I used here. I only told us the length of the trouser, which I told us is here. Now for this waistline here, what I'm using here is I'm using 40 inches. Okay, I'm using 40 inches. So now that I have folded it into two now, that means this is 20 and this is, don't worry, I'll open it back and still explain it to us. So the curve I made here, let me just open it, let me cut it out. So I will explain something to us because we don't have this, everybody does not have the same waistline. So you should be able to do this for yourself irrespective of your waist measurement. So I will open this back and explain something on the waistline for us. Okay, so I said I wanted to explain something for the waistline. Now, I said I forgot to tell us. Now, don't forget, this is the length of my trouser, the sides, the two sides. Then this is the waistline, okay? So for this waistline, from here to here, for me, I used 40, okay? So that means if we divide this into two now, this part here is 20 inches, this other part is 20 inches. Now, don't forget that this curve here, from the center point here, I cut out 8 inches, remember? I hope you remember that. So that means if from this half to the middle here, to the other end here, if you remove the 8 inches I cut out, I'm left with 12 inches. Now, my waist circumference is 32. Okay? It's 32. If I divide that by 4, that will give me 8. But what I have here now is 12. Okay? So that means my original waist measurement, I'm supposed to mark 8 here. But anything that has to do with wrap, whether it's a dress or a top, you need extra. If you're doing a wrap top, you need some allowance, you know, that for your wrap and all that. So same thing for the wrap pants. By the time you tie it, maybe you're wrapping into the front or to the back, okay? The wrap cannot end by the sides. It needs to, you know, go forward a little. That is if the wrap is to the front, or if it's at the back. You know, when I put it on, you guys see what I'm saying. So what I'm saying in essence is, after your original waist measurement, quarter your waist measurement, okay, you add at least 4 inches to that. So that is why I have 12 here, and the same thing on the other side too. I have 12 here too. Okay, so having said that, the next thing I'm going to do now is I am going to pin this place here. I will pin it round, okay. When I pin it round, I will go and stitch here. I'll stitch it. So let me do that quickly. Okay, so you can see I've already stitched this place here, and I've used my overlocker to lock up the rough edges. Same thing for the sides here. You know, we can't leave the rough edges, like I've already locked the sides everywhere, the lower part, everything. So now I'm going to open up here now with my scissors here. I'll open it up. So before you open it up, you make sure you arrange the fabric very well. Make sure the hem here, everything is even before you cut open this place. So I'm just trying to do that. Okay, so I said I'm going to cut open here and here. So this is how it looks like. You can see, and this is the other side here. So now the thing is, we can't leave. If you are using a lycra fabric, all those stretchy material, all you just do is you just attach the ropes to the side. But we can't leave this rough edge like. So what you do now is you measure out your band. Okay, this my band now is 1 inch. It's doubled already. Can you see? I doubled it into 2. So the whole length here is 1 inch. Then when I folded it into 2, I have the whole length is 2 inch. I beg your pardon. So when I fold it into 2, I have 1 inch. Then when I want to sew it now, I will fold in half inch again. So it's going to be here. You can see. Let me just show us. I'm going to put it here. Okay. Then I'll just still, you know. Now before you join into the waistline here, make sure you have about 30 inches outward like this. Then you will now sew it across like this. This one is shorter. I'm still going to join to make it longer. Then when you get to this other end here, you also make sure the band is also about 30 inches long, because it's a wrap pants. You're going to be tying it, so you don't want the rope to be too short. So I will go and use this now, and I'll attach it to this and this other side here. So let me do that. Okay, so now this is the first side here. You can see I've already attached the band. It's not more than ½ inch. Then look at the ropes here. Then this is the second side here. You can see it. So let me just show us. This is how it's going to be. So you know, this is the arc here. Okay, this is the arc. So I'll just pick one side here and one here, wrap it together and like this. So this is the wrap pants. So I will just wear it and show us how it looks like. Okay, so my pant is ready. I'll first of all take the first waistline. Can you see? Okay, I'll place it on my waist like this and tie it to the back. Okay, so I've tied this one. Now, mind you, you can decide to start from the back. It's not compulsory to start from the front here. So what I'll do now is I'm going to pick up the second waistline. This is it here. Then I'll just pass it to the back. So let me do that. Okay, so this is the other waist, you can see. Then I'll just place it up here and tie. So you can do it, let's start from the back first before the front, anyhow you want it. Then I'll just tie it here, and my wrap pant is ready. You can see. Let me show the back. You can see how lovely it is. So one thing, this is chiffon. And chiffon has a tendency to want to open by the sides. So you can decide to use a more firm fabric like Ankara or something more firmer that will stay. Then during the tutorial, I was saying something about extension when I was explaining the waistline, the 8 inches and the extra 4 inches parts. Now you can see the extra extension of the waistline. So if you want yours to extend more inward here, you add extra. Then it's not compulsory you finish the tying in front. You can make your own to terminate at the back. So I want to show us how to convert this to a jumpsuit. So to make it a jumpsuit, I will take the waistline again and tie it over my neck like this. Okay, so after tying it along my neckline, you can see this the same way I did for the pants. I'm going to pass the other waist under. Let me do that. So this is the other waistline, you can see. So what I'm going to do now is this excess here in front, I'm going to tuck it into the back, then tie across. So let me do that. Okay, so after tucking it in, I will now tie this around my waist. Okay, so you can see how I've converted my wrap pants to a jumpsuit. So you can actually wear this to the beach or somewhere you want to just relax. So that will be all for now. You can join our Facebook group, Cut and Sew by Lala. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Cut and Sew by Lala. We give out a lot of free illustrations on how to sew, and then we always have monthly online trainings on how to cut and sew different styles. The online training is a more detailed training than this one. So already our February online class is starting on the 5th of February, and registration is already on. I will drop the link to that advert in the box. Thank you very much. I remain Lala.